TrojanVision's The Week That Was, covering the news and events for the weekend on Friday, February 26th, 2021. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, the last full week of Black History Month was a time of reflection as Troy University honored historic figures from civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. to activist and storyteller Maya Angelou at a read-in on Monday afternoon. Henrietta Stinson was there.
With it being such a historical month, Monday was a significant day for students and staff members to come out to the John Lewis Quad and express themselves through pieces of poetry.
This is our African American read-in. We do it every year in the month of February during Black History Month. And this year it means just a little bit more because we had the opportunity to do it on John Robert Lewis Quad, which has recently been renamed. And yesterday was his birthday. So I think it was absolutely incredible this year, specifically because of the historical significance that we've brought to it.
Dr. Teresa Johnson emphasizes how relevant and enlightening this event is because of African American history.
The importance is this: we are Americans, and it is through our diversity and through our celebration of diversity that we can be the nation and we can become all God's children, as Dr. Martin Luther King talked about it.
In celebration of Black History Month, students were able to come out on the John Robert Lewis Quad and recite a poem by their favorite Black author here at this very podium.
Still I Rise, yes, Still I Rise. And that poem really resonated with me as well too, because it reminded me of a lot of slavery and things like that used to happen a lot. Whenever Black History Month would come around, we would talk about that.
The words of influential figures like Maya Angelou and Martin Luther King Jr. still resonates with many, all at the heart of the John Lewis Quad. Henrietta Stinson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The coronavirus pandemic put a pause on everyday life, including international travel. If all goes as planned, Troy's Study Abroad office says it will once again take students overseas in roughly a year's time. Kaylee Wright has a look at where they plan to send students in 2022.
Do you want to see faraway places, gain incredible experiences, and meet new people? According to Professor Grillo, study abroad is the perfect opportunity to do that.
Oh, there's so many things that you can get from study abroad. It gives you so many opportunities that will look great on a resume. You get exposed to different cultures, you get exposed to different languages. There's so many benefits that you get for your future outside of just the one particular topic that's even being covered on that particular trip.
Ms. Grillo, being a biology professor, is leading a trip to the Galapagos to observe the island's flora and fauna. However, this is not the only learning opportunity that is available.
Nursing does trips that I'm specifically aware of, so there are all different types of places and for all types of purposes, all different fields you can get information about.
Grillo believes that study abroad is an amazing opportunity that Troy students should take advantage of.
It's not something that I personally knew about a whole lot until the very end of my undergraduate career. And I really wish I had known sooner and looked into it sooner, because it's an opportunity that you can take over and over again.
And even though this opportunity was not possible in the previous year due to COVID, there are plans to travel in the near future.
There are some trips, I believe, planned as early as spring break. Every semester over the next couple of years, there are already some that are planned for different specific topics. And there are scholarships that you can apply for on campus that help with the cost of study abroad trips that you can look into. But there's a lot of information that's located on the website about all of the trips that are currently planned for the next 2 years. And you can get information for even the possibility of setting up new trips in the future.
For more information on study abroad, you can contact Sarah McKenzie at Troy Abroad at troy.edu. You can also find Troy Abroad on Facebook and Instagram for more information. Kaylee Wright, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And another aspect of campus life that's been affected by the coronavirus pandemic was the arts. Troy University's Department of Theater and Dance took to the stage this week for its art in motion performances, but audiences were able to watch from the comfort of their couch. Claudia Peppenhorst explains.
Performers all over have struggled with adjusting to the state of the world and not being able to do what they do best, which is perform. Well, Troy University's Department of Theater and Dance is exploring a new format where they can perform to audiences near and far. This semester's show, Art in Motion, is going virtual in order to adhere to CDC guidelines and avoid large gatherings for the show.
So in an innovative way, I like to call it the fourth dimension, we're streaming. So what we're doing is we have cameras set up to make sure an outside audience can view from the safety of their homes.
With the new challenge of going virtual, it also presents new opportunities for the dancers and their audience.
I think it's such an incredible opportunity to be a part of a virtual performance. It's something that we haven't really done before, and so it's a new venture for all of us. But the fact that family members who might not have been able to come see the show in Alabama before are able to reach the show is a really incredible opportunity for some of us who have family members really far away.
Another challenge for the dancers is having an addition to their costume and trying to remain as distanced and safe as possible.
Breathing in masks while you're dancing is really, really hard, and also just that physical contact that we usually have. We're usually able to do partnering things and just be closer to each other in general. We really hold on to that as dancers, and it has been really difficult to not have that aspect of the performance available to us.
The show will be live streamed starting Thursday, February 25th through the 27th at 7 p.m., along with a matinee performance Sunday the 28th at 2:30 p.m. There will also be a Q&A after Sunday's performance. For more information on how you can watch the upcoming shows, you can visit Troy University Department of Theater and Dance on Facebook. While the performance is virtual due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the department is hopeful that this will give them the opportunity to expand their audience to people all over. Claudia Peppenhorst, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University's School of Accountancy was recently recognized as a top accounting program in the nation by a leading information source for public accountants. Jacqueline Lambert has the details.
Troy University's School of Accountancy has been ranked in the top 20 nationally for medium-sized programs by Accounting Today. This publication is the leading information resource for public accountants. The universities are evaluated based on their CPA pass rates of all 4 parts of the exam within an 18-month testing window. All accounting programs in the country with 20 or more CPA candidates are incorporated in this data.
That means a lot to us. I mean, basically it gives us recognition on the way we educate our accounting students.
Troy implements integrated coursework as well as CPA review courses, which helps with better candidate success on the CPA exam.
It really demonstrates our I guess our personal approach to the students, knowing that they need the extra accounting work, they need the CPA exam review course, and so we just put it in there, and our faculty delivers.
Grice believes a distinguishing factor about the School of Accountancy is its personal touch, which he attributes to smaller class sizes as students move further along in the program. Students also get opportunities to engage with CPA firms, participate in summer leadership programs, and work at internships, which can lead to job opportunities.
I tell students this, and I think this is something that is a tremendous asset to our program. When a student comes here and says they're going to major in accounting, I tell them then it's like, this is the only place you need to go from now on. You come to the School of Accountancy, and we will walk you through this whole process, and you just plug in. And we have a system in place that'll give you the greatest chance of success in your studies and also in your career.
Jacqueline Lambert, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break, but when we return, we'll learn about a new way for Troy students to order up some lunch on campus. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Troy University has a wide range of places to eat while on campus, but with so many students, the lines can be long and time-consuming. Well, now there's a way to skip the lines with a new mobile ordering app. Allison Polk has the details.
Lunch hour on campus can be very grueling, with long lines, long wait times, and crowded dining room areas. When in a rush or late to class, these issues can be an inconvenience. But Troy University has found a solution to these problems by launching a new takeout app called Transact Mobile Ordering.
So the new takeout mobile ordering app is just a really new, innovative way for us to get food on the go, be more efficient, and it's also a good health precaution for those that are worried about COVID-19. Say that, for instance, you want to go to like Chick-fil-A. All you're going to do is you're going to log into the app using your student login, and then you're going to go select that during the hours that it's open. You're going to go through, select exactly what you want, the sauces, drinks, everything. And then it'll charge it directly to your student account, so it'll be like swiping your card without doing it. So you'll pay for it, and then it'll tell you a rough time estimate about when it's going to be ready. So you can just head that way, and then once it's ready, you'll go to the mobile pickup sign and then scan a barcode that is on your phone, and then they'll have it ready for you.
The idea for this app was a result of the coronavirus pandemic. By using mobile dining, you can limit your access to public places and the people around you.
The idea obviously spawned out of the whole COVID-19 scenario, trying to find a way to keep students safer when they're trying to pick up food. And so by looking at this app and its process, the student orders are given a time of when to pick up the food, and when they show up, there's a designated sign that says pick up your food here, and you go there and it's ready to go. So hopefully a student's in and out of the Trojan Center in a matter of a couple of minutes.
The dining options available on the app include Chick-fil-A, Main Bowl, Boar's Head in the Trojan Center, Steak and Shake, Einstein Bro Bagels, Fresh Twist, Moe's, Herb's Place, and Great American Cookie. To download the app, you can search Transact Mobile Ordering on the App Store. Allison Polk, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Freshmen in college are not that far removed from their high school days, so it's fresh on their minds what it's like to make the transition to college. Every year, Troy's Freshman Forum welcomes high schoolers to campus to help them get ready to make the collegiate leap. Caitlin Blackman has the story.
Each year, Troy University's freshman branch of SGA, Freshman Forum, hosts a leadership conference for high school students. The conference focuses on preparing students on what to expect coming into Troy University, such as academics, housing, and scholarships, as well as instilling what it takes to be a leader.
The leadership conference is to bring high school students here to Troy. It's kind of a recruiting event actually, but it's really just to teach them about what leadership looks like in college, how they can apply that in their high school positions, and really just to come have a good look at Troy, meet some delegates, and have a good time.
In previous years, the conference usually holds over 20 schools from the Southeast. This year's conference was only able to host about 10 high schools.
We didn't get as many kids as we want, but at least we had some kids come, and the kids that we had, I'm very grateful and thankful about it.
Despite the number of students who were able to attend this year's conference, that did not stop this organization from awarding their annual leadership scholarship to one deserving high school senior. Emily Foley from Lamp High School was awarded the John Klein Excellence in Leadership Scholarship. Emily said that applying for the scholarship helped her evaluate her leadership qualities on her high school campus, plus how excited she is to attend Troy University.
I'm really excited about it because I was interested in stuff going on in campus and being a leader, and it allowed me to just evaluate some stuff about myself, and I'm just excited to take what I learned here into next year. So.
Foley says that she will be attending Troy University this upcoming fall. Caitlin Blackman, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Students looking for a way to blow off some steam from the everyday grind of going to class had the chance to do so by throwing some axes Wednesday night. Henrietta Stinson gives us a look at the axe throwing and more from the University Activities Council's game night.
For some, free music, food, and games could be a perfect combination for an exciting night out with friends. On Thursday night, the University Activities Council and Camp Butter and Egg hosted an outdoor game night for students to enjoy.
Tonight we have the outdoor game night here at Camp Butter and Egg. So basically it's a bunch of games that you play outdoors so that I guess kids can enjoy the weather a little bit. It's a little bit warmer, and we got a live band so they can enjoy the games, get some food, and listen to some music.
Students were able to play laser tag, sand volleyball, kickball, human foosball, and many more, which was a good detox for some.
I felt like tonight was a good night to, get out, release some stress from school and stuff, and have fun with my friends. I think my favorite part of tonight was probably the Jenga game.
It's finally good weather, so it feels really good to be out and actually do stuff again, especially because of COVID being stuck at home all the time. My favorite event will definitely be axe throwing.
And the UAC president recalls his favorite game he played during his impact session.
When I was at my impact session, we got very good at the non-ball game. It's like Foursquare kind of, but like Foursquare and volleyball combined. And I was really excited about coming back out here and playing that with the rest of the exec members.
With more events to come, you can follow UAC at Troy UAC on Instagram. Henrietta Stinson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University's International Students Cultural Organization routinely holds events to expose Troy students to the elements of cultures from around the world. Last Thursday, ISCO had students getting a workout by learning a traditional Korean martial art. Sarah Bai has the story.
Thursday night, International Students Cultural Organization partnered with the Center for International Programs, held a Taekwondo presentation. Taekwondo is a Korean traditional martial art, according to the instructor Kong-Hoo Park.
This martial art spread around the world because it is very helpful for people to develop their body physically, spiritually, mentally.
Kong-Hoo Park learned Taekwondo in high school and continued learning it in college. He introduced a few simple techniques of Taekwondo in this event.
Taekwondo has so many different kicks. It's kind of looking kind of fantastic. Basic kicks, kind of front kick, side kick is easy, but still intense. It is very helpful for them to burn their calories and make their legs flexible. It's very helpful and also fun. It's very speedy.
I really enjoyed it. Kwang-Ho is a really talented Taekwondo player, so I learned a lot.
The Center of International Programs is trying to take care of students' mental and physical health, so they set up an exercise class once a month.
The Center for International Programs, with the pandemic happening, we've been trying to set up classes for students that are socially distanced, but at the same time making sure that we're taking care of our mental and our physical health. And so once a month we've been having an exercise class.
Next week, ISCO and the Center for International Programs will hold a cooking class to introduce an international dish on the Facebook Live page.
Next week, actually, we have a student from the Bahamas who's going to be teaching us how to make a chicken dish. So that's going to be next Thursday starting at 6 o'clock at our Facebook Live page.
Sarah Bai, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, the Trojan basketball team sends off their senior class with a final win at home. It's coming up right after this, so stay tuned.
If you store your guns properly,
so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, Please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
The Trojan women's basketball team wrapped up their home schedule with an 84-78 win Saturday night. Deandra Larkin has the highlights from senior night.
3 times the charm, more like 3 times the win. As the Trojans defeated Georgia State for the 3rd time in a week, 84-78 on senior night in Trojan Arena.
5 seniors having double figures on the same night on senior night, that's a huge blessing. I'm really proud of that, and I told them in the locker room, I don't know if there's been another team in Division I that's ever beat another team 3 times in a week, right? It's just not a normal thing to happen, but to end this game with a couple of underclassmen coming in and kind of sealing things for us, I mean, it's just like that spark for the future as well.
Senior Jasmine Robinson talks about becoming a member of the 1K Club in college and how not only is her season ending, but it is just the beginning of Trojan women's basketball.
It's a great accomplishment. It's something that I've done in high school, so I kind of know the feeling of it, but it just felt great to be out here with my teammates, my coaches, and my family's here, so it's amazing. That's one of the most unique things about our team is anybody could go off any given night, and we have depth. That's something that's so special about us. Just being able to have that luxury of having many people that can score is important and it's key for us.
Junior Philmus Karenga talks about how smooth the season has been so far and how they aren't letting up until the deed is done.
We've come a long way, and this is not the time to let up. Yeah, we just have to keep on being tighter and keep fighting till it's all done. I have to admit that this was one of my smoothest season and year ever since I started playing college basketball. I really appreciate them. They led us well. They got us comfortable, and yay.
Senior weekend kicked off great for the women's basketball team with some powerful messages from head coach Shonda Rigby and also from some family members.
We are so proud. Love you to the moon and back, baby girl.
Go Troy. We're extremely proud of them. You know, they've been successful here on the court. They're going to be very successful in life, and I'm just thankful to them that they came to play for us here at Troy.
Deandra Larkin, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
The Trojan baseball team took the first 3 games of their opening weekend series. However, the Bats would fall silent in the Trojans' attempt to complete the weekend sweep. Stuart Bradley has the details.
After scoring 31 runs in their first 3 games, the Trojan baseball team came out Sunday looking to complete the sweep against Youngstown State. The Youngstown State offense decided to dirty up the place with 3 first-inning runs to make completing that sweep a more challenging task. Unfortunately, the early lead would prove to be too much for the Trojans to clean up.
Their starting pitcher was outstanding. They got off to a quick start. We didn't respond early in the game. And then we kind of played uphill the rest of the day. But we did some really good things in the game. We just couldn't get the base runners and get the runs across.
It was a somewhat cold but very windy day here at Riddle Pace Field, as you can tell by my hair. But one thing that was even colder than the wind chill were the Trojan bats.
We had a lot of balls hit hard that with the wind today just died with. If it had been yesterday or the day before, it probably would have been in a gap or over somebody's head, and it would have been a game changer, but you can't do nothing about the wind.
While DJ Wilkinson would settle down and go on to pitch 6 total innings, Youngstown State's pitching was consistent throughout the entire game, as they fanned 8 Trojan batters and prevented the Trojans from moving base runners. Easton Kirk's solo home run in the 5th wouldn't be enough to spark a Trojan comeback. While the Trojans did have the tying run at the plate in the 9th with the runner in scoring position, that runner would remain stranded for the final 2 outs, and the Trojans would fall 4-2.
I think they were just locating very well. They pitched, the sequences they had were very good, and definitely, messed with our timing and just the ability to, get the ball out there.
A lot of different looks out of the bullpen. They had good velocity. The breaking stuff was good. And then, when we did hit some balls, we hit a couple balls right at them. But give them credit. They pitched exceptionally well today. We'll have to learn and get better from it. We're going to have to limit the strikeouts against quality pitching because we're going to see quality pitching throughout the year.
Next up for the Trojans is an in-state matchup against UAB on Tuesday night at Riddle Pace Field. Stuart Bradley, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
And after the tough loss to Youngstown State, the Trojans looked to get back on the right track when they played host to UAB Tuesday night. Stuart Bradley has the details.
On Tuesday night at Riddle Pace Field, the Blazers of UAB were burned by the Trojan Bats. While William Sullivan's second inning home run got the Trojans on the board, UAB managed to hold a 3-2 lead going into the sixth inning, where the Trojan Bats busted loose. With the bases loaded and no outs, a pinch-hitting Kyle Mock turned doubles alley into triples alley, ripping a bases-clearing 3-run, 3-bagger.
The bases loaded, nobody out scenario down a run. They went to a right-hander that had a little bit of three-quarter action, so I thought it was a better matchup for Kyle. He did a really good job in an important at-bat in the game. He didn't chase the first breaking ball that was down out of the strike zone. He got a good fastball to hit, and he laced it in the gap for a 3-run triple that turned the game in our favor.
The Trojans only continued to pile on the pain in the seventh inning, with William Sullivan notching his 3-for-3 performance with a 2 RBI double. Logan Cerny's second sac fly RBI of the night drove in the 10th and final runs for the Trojans, notching a 10-3 victory.
Just was able to pick up the ball early and missed a couple pitches early in counts and ended up every at bat with 2 strikes, but managed to see it well, track it, and stay short with 2 strikes and get it done.
So all of his work tonight with 2 strikes was much improved, and you see what he can do off the bat. The ball off the bat is at the highest level of college baseball. You know, he hits line drives that the center fielder kind of hesitates, and it ends up going over his head because he hits it so hard.
Behind the Trojan Bats was the Trojan pitching. Kyle Gamble only allowed 1 earned run and struck out 6 in 5 innings of work. Marquez Oates would earn the win for the Trojans, allowing only 1 hit and striking out 3 in 3 innings of work, setting up Mason Kenny for a quick close in the 9th.
Warming up in the bullpen, I think the biggest thing is you want to get momentum going back for your team. Like I said, anyone that comes out of the bullpen knows and has that dominant mentality that we need to keep the game where it is. Everyone believes they can do it, and we have faith in every single guy that goes up to the mound. So I think that's a big thing as a team to support the next guy up.
Stuart Bradley, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
Tuesday night, the Trojan softball team had their own in-state battle with a pair of games against Sanford at the Trojan softball complex. Simon Schuessler has the highlights.
It was all fun and games for the Trojan softball team Wednesday night as the team faced off against in-state rival Sanford. The doubleheader was competitive in the first game, with Troy pulling out the win in extra innings 3-2, but the Trojans carried that momentum for a huge 7-1 win in the second game.
It was just a really gritty first game. Thought our pitchers threw really well, and then, you know, we weren't really getting some quality at bats, but I think our hitters just stuck in there, and give Kaylee Chapman a lot of credit for getting that key hit and just back-to-back quads and won the ball game.
Pitcher Leanna Johnson got both of the wins in her 2 appearances last night, bringing her record to 5-1 on the year. She pitched 20 strikeouts in 9 innings total on the night, reaching a big milestone for her career by reaching 3rd all-time in strikeouts at Troy.
It really is an honor to know that, but just all the work that is put in behind the scenes. Coach Hawley does a great job of preparing all of us pitchers just to be ready for whatever hitters we're going to face. So it really is an honor and it feels good, but I couldn't do it without all of my teammates behind me. A great catcher, Conde, she does a great job behind the plate. So I really wouldn't have as many without her, but it feels good, and I know that my team's behind me and that we wouldn't be anywhere without everybody. So
the Trojans were also helped out by another young player, Ashlyn Ard. Even though she's only a freshman from Louisiana, she seems to have been made comfortable in Troy, going 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs in Game 2.
It feels great. Really, that's the only word that I have. I have some great hitters in front of me that do their job, and so it makes it pretty easy for me. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to win. It doesn't matter who we're playing, where we're playing, and that's no different going into the season.
The team looks to continue their 6-game winning streak, in which they have outscored their opponents a combined 44-9 this weekend in Tuscaloosa at the Crimson Tide Classic. Their first game will be this Friday at 11 a.m. at John and Ann Rhodes Softball Stadium. Simon Schuessler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And that's the week that was. To find out what's happening on a daily basis, you can tune into Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30, Monday through Friday, or visit us anytime on the TrojanVision blog at today.troy.edu/TrojanVision.